Hi, I'm Kieran Dawn, and you're watching the Kieran Dawn channel on YouTube. I just watched the best, most entertaining, greatest boxing match of all time, featuring Jake Paul. I'm just going to say it. I've paid for every single one of Jake Paul's fights. I'm a fan. I haven't paid for Logan Paul's fights. That fight against Mayweather I watched at the pub, and thank fuck I didn't pay for that because it was terrible. But Jake Paul fights, they're always entertaining. I know people say he's not necessarily a real boxer because he hasn't fought a real boxer yet, but you know, I watch real boxing as well. I like to watch this as well, and this is kind of like boxing for beginners. You know, Jake Paul has a young YouTube fan base, and they're probably going to start watching his fights because they know him, and they'll be like, hey, this boxing's not too bad. I might check out some proper boxers. So anyway, in this fight, it actually felt like a proper boxing fight. A lot of his other fights ended quickly and stuff. But he fought Anderson Silva, the UFC legend, the guy who got his leg broken by Chris Wayman on TV. I saw that live. That was pretty brutal. The man who has $6,000 worth of figurines, action figures, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, they fought him. It was a real good fight for what those two are. I mean, again, they're not professional boxers. Anderson Silva won a lot of fights with his kicks, and you could see in this match, he lifted his leg up a little bit as if he was going to kick it, and he's like, oh, wait, I can't do this. But no, it was good. It went the distance. In the last round, Jake Paul knocked Anderson Silva down. Jake Paul ended up winning on points. Yeah, and then after the fight, they're going to donate the profits or something to form some like health insurance for fighters, which is good, which is pretty awesome. His brother Logan was in the crowd. Logan, who is in the WWE right now. He's fighting Saudi Arabia next week, and I think he's doing a good job in that as well. I mean, they want you to hate him. People go, oh, I hate him. I hate them both. That's what they want. They want you to hate him. So it was, like I said, it felt like a fight. Even the undercard was like a proper fight. So the first fight, they had some Dr. Mike, he's from YouTube. He got voted sexiest doctor in the world. He had a fight. He pretty much got smashed. He didn't get knocked out, but he got smashed. He lost every round. So yeah, that was like the only real non-serious fight. But then there was a 10-year rematch. Apparently these two boxers had a fight on Showtime, Showbox or something 10 years ago, and they ended up in a draw, and now they're rematch. And that was Alexandrio Santiago. Cool name. That's a box name. If you have a name like that, you have to box. And he fought Antonio Neves, who lost his corner, stopped the fight, which I like to see. He's getting punched in the head too many times, and he had trouble keeping his mouth guard in his mouth, I guess, which means he's concussed or something. But it was always good to see. With all we know about concussions and stuff, I'm glad that they stopped the fight. And you know, if he does get concussion, maybe this health insurance, healthcare for fighters that Jake Paul and Anderson Silva were talking about will help pay for him to have a life after fighting. Then after that, a 18-year-old Action Shelby or something, he just had his formal a few weeks ago. He came to the ring dressed as I don't know what it was. It was like a minion gimp. It was a minion, but he looked very gimpy. And he knocked his opponent down. Gabrielio Rodrigo or something. He knocked him down. This first round, first couple of seconds, it was good. Yeah, then another fight. I think the second fight was Uriah Hall, UFC legend. He fought Levon Bell, who was running back in the NFL. He played for Kansas City in the Super Bowl. They lost to Tampa Bay. He's 30. Running backs don't really have a long lifespan in the NFL, even the good ones, I guess. Yeah, but it was a good fight. But I kind of wished they would go back to the gimmick. I remember, like, especially the I always talk about it, the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren fight, where they had like Pete Davidson hosting it. They were all smoking pot. There was a random slapping match in the middle with Ric Flair. They had like musical performances between the fights, but went on for ages. Black Keys opened the show. I know that was Chiller, and they were trying to do rock and roll boxing, and it failed. I don't even know if that company's still around. I think that company was a flop, but you could always tell it was going to be a flop. But bring back some of the gimmick fights, you know. Like iDubbbz was in the crowd, YouTuber, get him to fight someone. Had like a few catch weights matches, you know, like the oldest boxer versus the youngest professional boxer, or the fattest boxer versus the lightest boxer or something. Just lose all dignity. I mean, I do like how they fill in, like, they have like proper matches between the crap. And they give fighters a chance, like Montana Love. I think he was like struggling to get fights. Then Jake Paul signed him to one of his cards because they're both Ohio or Cleveland. I know Cleveland's in Ohio, but I can't remember if they're from the same city or same state. And then now he's getting attention. He's actually fighting Australian Stevie Sparks. Stevie Sparks in a couple of weeks, which I'm going to watch. He's on DAZN. So it's pretty good. And all these other ones, like that 18-year-old boxer, he's probably going to get a rise now. He might be the next Garcia. Just hopefully he doesn't like piss people off with his cocky attitude or anything like Garcia, and pull other fights like Garcia. But anyway, yeah. So I had like a few good boxing matches, then gimmicks. We want to see gimmicks. During the boxing, there was ads for betting things with star Jake Paul. I like a future Jake Paul after the fight. In one ad, he won against Anderson Silva. In the other ad, he lost. Apart from that, it was pretty much the same ad. I don't know how I feel about ads being in pay-per-views. It was only one ad, and at least had Jake Paul in it, so it was like themed to the event. But it would have been worse if it was like a random ad for like yogurt or something. It's like, hey guys, it's pay-per-view. You already got my money. Do you really need to pump more advertising into it? Nate Diaz was in the crowd, so that's probably going to be the next fight. Jake Paul, after the match, was talking about how Nate Diaz tried to get into his change room. I don't know if that happened. They're probably just trying to start storylines. But yeah, I don't know. I find both Diaz brothers pretty overrated. I wouldn't say it to their face. Of course not. They're fucking crazy. They fucking kill me. I mean, didn't Nick have a fight in the hospital with his opponent after the fight? You know, the UFC fight or something? I mean, if you kind of fight in the hospital, I mean, anyway. But, so that's going to be the next fight. But really, I think Jake Paul has 4 fights. So he's probably going to fight him. He wants to fight Tyson Fury's half-brother again, Tommy Fury, the reality TV star. They were meant to fight before, but legal issues. I want to see him fight KSI. They're both boxers. They're both YouTube stars. I know KSI has some type of deal going on, like his partners with Logan. They got some type of flavored water or something business. So, like, they know each other. They're probably friends, you know. I'd love to see the two Paul brothers have a fight. You know, I mean, probably won't happen yet because Logan's, like I said before, signed with the WWE. But that'd be a pretty cool fight. They could have this whole feud. They're fighting over a girl or something. Remember they had that weird video on YouTube where, I think it was Jake. And so they blindfolded the girl, and they got Jake to kiss the girl. Then they got Jake's dad to kiss the girl, and she had to guess who kissed her or who was better kisser. But anyway, it's a pretty disturbing video. But they could have a fake fight, like over something like that, fighting over a girl. This is personal. Blood is thicker than water. I love like watching the crowd during boxing matches because there's always a fight. Like you're looking into the crowd. When you see everyone like looking back like that, it's like as if they're looking at something. And you see all the securities run past. I kind of wish that the camera would show footage of the fight in like the corner because some of those crowd fights are brutal. But what I don't get is like, I know like you're watching fights and you're like, oh, they're fighting, maybe I should fight. Maybe some type of instinct that douchebags have. But why don't you fight after the event? Like, you paid all this money to be in the event. Why don't you fight after it, so at least you watch the event. You know, it's like at least in Western Sydney and Southwestern Sydney, you know, people fight in the car park after the fight. They don't fight during the fight, you know. Sometimes they use weapons. They have guns, knives and stuff, you know. So, like, have a fight after the boxing match. And that way, if you die or have to go to the hospital, at least you got your money's worth when you watch the first fight, you know. Yeah, I'm not condoning violence, but I am condoning spending your money responsibly. That's like me buying all this food and just chucking it out before I eat it, you know? Yeah. Jake Paul also said he would want to fight Canelo Alvarez. That won't happen, and I know they're probably different weight classes. I think Jake's a bit heavier, but Alvarez would smash him. Alvarez, even though he lost the fight a couple of months ago, it was in a different weight division. In the fight, the guy he fought was undefeated. But he's still in his form. He's still the best in his division. He would destroy Jake Paul. But, again, if they announce that fight, I would watch it. I'd rather that fight than the Tommy Fury fight, you know. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like this video. Please comment. Tell me who you want to see Jake Paul fight, you know. Yeah. Maybe a former washed up professional wrestler would be good as well. Can't think of one off the top of my head. X-Pac. That guy has to have no money. They're probably a different weight division, but, you know. But I catch weight, you know. Anyway, thanks, yeah. Thanks for watching. Kim Dalton, out.